For decades now, Zimbabwe has been facing deep-rooted social and economic challenges, including high unemployment, collapsing public health care, dilapidated infrastructure, and the general stagnant economic growth. Hopes for turning around the social and economic fortunes of the southern African country are pinned on the mining sector, with the government envisaging a $12 billion mining industry by 2023. Promising as this may be, the potential of the mining sector to unlock the much-needed socio-economic development is undermined by corruption in the mining sector, irresponsible mining, and mineral resource leakages. Zimbabwe thus remains an impoverished nation. Host communities have nothing to show for the minerals extracted in their areas. Despite Chapter 73 of the Constitution guaranteeing right to a healthy environment, this is lost on multinational mining companies. Land degradation in Mondongori, Zvishavane, is an eyesore. Chinese chrome miners leave open pits which are a danger to both animal and human life.
Affecta ma villages zvokuti watomweya wedu watatodi watojaira even mukanzwa voice rangu randutaura naro panapa you be forcing kuti ribude bhozi mweya watikunyweela each and every day.
The councillor for Ward 21 in Penhalonga is also worried about the damage mining is causing.
Mukatarisa nzvimbo yedu ino yakanyanya kuwanda goridhe, asi zvakawanda goridhe asi development haisi kuwanika. Nzira dzedu dzakashata zvisingaiti, zipuka haifambi nokuti road yacho haiiti, maini haigadziri, varongotora goridhe vadzi. Izvozvi kuti tizoti goridhe iroro rushandwa roromboenda kupi, hapana anoziva, nokutendawo zimukodhi riri kutibatsira yakavhura vanhu kumaziso muno muwadi. Vanhu vanga vasingazivi, yakanyatsodzidzisa vanhu kuti marights yako ndeyapi.
Environmental Management Agency is found wanting in terms of holding mining companies to account and only show their powers on community members.
Asi ema imvunza kunde kuti iripi right now kana mine ichi grader ichiuraya island yakakurisa asi inini ndikapinda musango kunotema muti wekuti nditeze huni ndinonzi ndiri kuita zvinhu zviri pasi pemurawo.
Mining bullies are prevalent in Shurugwi, where those with political muscles elbow out artisanal miners.
Kune vamwewo vanenge vasina mukana wekuti vanokwanisa kuchera pari kubuda mari nguva idzodzo. Saka zvavanoita ipapo vanobva ipapo vachimanya vanotsvaga munhu ari powerful, ane big muscles vanenge vauya naye ari mberi kwavo.
As if that is not enough, women do not participate equally in the mining sector due to their socially defined roles. Women are quickly learning and demanding a greater share of the proceeds.
Pakauya mining iyi yakaita sechikorokoza ine more advantage kuvana vakomana siteri kudarika vasikana. Why? Because ndo vane simba nepower rekunga vachipinda imomo mumakomba epasi neiye. Iwe as a lady ungatokwanisa kuenda kotengesera ivavo vari kushanda kuti uite employed. But nekuda kwokuzodzidziswa nezimukodhi taakutozivawo kuti inini ndogona kutoshandisawo vakomana kuti vashande imomo ndichivasponsor nemari yangu inini.
The very fabric of the community has been severely affected by unchecked mining activity. Child marriages, teen pregnancies, and rape are fast becoming commonplace in areas where mines are not properly adhering to the law.
Ndichitarisa last week tatine nyaya dzemarepi dzakati wandisei dzevana varepwa munomu nema-artisanal miners. Vamwe varepwawo nevashandi vekumaini, masoja nemapurisa ari muno. Saka nyaya idzodzi tichitarisa zvikuru sei kurutivi rwemunhukadzi zvakanganisa tsika dzedu kudaro dziri kuti affecta zvakanyanyisa. Pataifunga paya kuti Diamond parichauya richatibatsira pachamainwa pachazotibudisirawo zvasara zvacho namapercentage edu secommunity topihwawo. Hazvisi kuita sokudaro.
Pakangotanga kuti tichipinda mucovid makorokoza achibva ambowandisa maningi atakadhemejerwa vana. Muklasi munobuda vana kana 7, 8, 9, 10 vakava impregnant in one class pa secondary school. Zvinogwadza vedu.
Education for miners is critical for sustainable mining practice. Because of lack of education, many are placing themselves in dangerous situations both underground and by not remitting the minerals to the proper authorities. This leads the youth to wonder if the mining is a blessing or a curse.
It's killing the young generation here. When I was at Adrigo, I'm good. I need 23 years. Adrigo, I'm good. I need 35 years. Saka kuuya kuneta maprograms zimcode ne zised rabadzidza kuti vhuro isusu pfungwa kuti what is happening here But that source of revenue kutorova pasi vanhu vari kuba because mukatrace zvinhu izvo zvinoshanda maybe hazvisitosvika kana kufidelity.
The education will also go a long way in reducing land degradation and cheating, as people will be better informed. Until it is widespread, the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development says its hands are tied.
Even now, as a ministry to intervene, there's no way that we can intervene, even to do with the environmental degradation. Because from the tribute agreement, it should be stated who will pay for what, who will pay for what, who will submit returns. So the challenge is if they get these African or Chinese contracts, it becomes now very difficult to implement the law. Because I believe that awareness on both the part of the villagers and the part of the miners is going to assist us, especially in terms of productivity, to improve our GDP and even to improve land reclamation.
In pursuit of an inclusive mining environment, ZIMCOD, ZELA, and ZCC, through district and alternative mining indabas, inspired people with disabilities to venture into mining. As the Manicaland People with Disabilities Trust, they are now looking to have their concerns heard, as James Mtisi testifies.
It is very rare for someone who is wheelchair bound to go up there in the mountain where there are steep slopes and embankment and start to mine. So it's a challenge to us that we have approached the Minister of Mines through the mining director that they can liaise with some of our peggers in Tari so that they can look for a better place for us, which is on a gentle slope, so that we can do our mining.
Infringement of labor rights is widespread, with Red Wing Mine in Penhalonga, Manicaland, failing to honor its health obligations to workers. There are no regular checkups to ascertain the health status of the workers.
Type yacho mining, it's not that proper. Tinoziva mining yekuti munhu achibuda anotariswa ma-x-ray kuzi wakamira sei, une foya here, une chichi mudumbu. Because mukatarisa ikoko, mukaenda ikoko, the type of mining inoitwa sezvitwa pa-red mine, hapana ma-toilets. Kana kuti munhu ukanzi arwara nhasi, unozvionera wega.
Farmer-miner conflict is prevalent in Zimbabwe. In Mondongori, chrome mining activities have encroached into the community's grazing lands. The Marange Bocha community was deprived of their traditional farming area to pave way for diamond mining. This has further entrenched poverty in the area. The community members were also advised not to extend their homesteads, as they can be evicted any time.
Right now, there is a big outcry there because the community there is now run out of grazing area. Because the rubbles that are removed from those pits are sometimes dumped in the grazing fields, and obviously where these rubbles are dumped, nothing grows on such grounds. And besides, those pits are also a very big danger to the livestock there, to the people there, and most of them have collected a lot of water. They've actually become in very large ways, and we've recorded a number of deaths so far as a result of those pits.
The communities have tried having their concerns heard by higher authorities, but nothing seems to change.
Ivo vanotaridza kuti pane secret imwe isusu secommunity yatisingaoni yatisingazivi yavanenge vaudzwa kumusoro. Because munoenda muchitaura navanhu vanoita zoti vanzwisisa but mangwana muchaona kuti vanokontika havanei nazvo izvozvo. Vari kuchera makomba chero pavada, vari kutora jecha chero pavada. Saka masimba edu isusu secommunity tinoona kuti mashoma kudivi rema-small scale miners vakafanana namachina aya.
Lack of coordination amongst various government departments and ministries are largely to blame, district and provincial authorities have said. However, all hope is not lost for these communities. In the face of frustrated hopes in mining, communities sought alternatives to sustain their livelihoods. The work of ZIMCOD, ZELA, and ZCC assisted communities to develop adaptation mechanisms in the face of growing extractivism. the Bocha Diamond Community Trust has engaged in a fish and soybean project for survival.
Patakazodzidziswa nemaorganization akaita sana Zela ana Zimkoda vakatidzidzisa kuti mining is a wasteful resource. Inopedza zvinhu yoenda mosara mwene makomba mosara vamakaita. Saka takazodzidziswa zvakawanda kuti munogona kuita ma-projects ari sustainable muzozvimira pachezvo zvenyu imimi.
As Love Mukwada explains, they are hoping the mining companies will help them expand the project, which will lead to less reliance on the miners for assistance.
Atidi zvakawanda kungotigadzira ize vaite hombe vakazoenda vatisira temu rakadai ngeringa vachiendawo hatichaendi ikweyo kana umbozoti tipewo chekudya.
Mimosa Mining Company has been singled out as an outstanding company in contributing to community development.
Activities have contributed a lot towards the key sectors of our district: health, education, agriculture, roads, infrastructure. I think they've contributed quite meaningfully.
The Community Share Ownership Trust has failed to spur meaningful socio-economic transformation for Marange residents.
The COST atitomboiziva because muno muwadi muno ndo itori close pamaini pacho. Muno mumaracho 80,000 mtoto hapana payakatombo petinotonongedza kuti yakagadzire chakata.
Zimbabwe's plan to use mining to elevate it to a middle-income country by 2030 is a noble one. In achieving this, however, communities must not be forgotten. The government must ensure that the communities from which these minerals are extracted are protected and developed. Mining houses must adhere to best practices in terms of employment, community dialogue, environmental and community protection, community development, and fair compensation, while communities must be educated and provided for in a meaningful and constructive manner. It is only then that the mining resources will truly benefit all interested parties.